You are listening to the Everything Swallow podcast, where you will hear everything.
It's Happy Thoughts Thursday, so go be happy today. It's Happy Thoughts Thursday, so go be happy today. Happy Thoughts Thursday, it's Happy Thoughts Thursday. Go be happy today, 'cause it's Happy Thoughts Thursday.
Hey, Happy Thoughts Thursday, everyone.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Morning.
Oh, we have a guest with us this morning.
Yes.
So it's a Happy Thought Thursday guest day.
Yes.
Yes, it's a wonderful day.
It's wonderful because our guest today, he gives me happy thoughts.
Yeah, I have happy thoughts when I think of him.
Yeah.
Is that okay to say?
I think so.
Probably not for me.
I think it is. I think it is.
Skylar, are you there?
I am.
Woo!
Good
Look at
morning.
the power of technology.
Good morning.
Thousands of miles
Crazy,
apart.
I can be with you without being there.
That's
I know,
right.
I'm so happy.
Still be a part of it. Still be sitting right here at our coffee table, our kitchen table with us like we did before.
Right. So many times. Let me just give a little disclaimer. Skylar was a model. That's how we came to know each other.
Yes,
That
became
modeled
friends.
for me in my fashion shows. But Skylar, you were also an ambassador, weren't you? For Denver Unique Week of
Yeah.
Fashion?
Yes, I was.
And that
That's
just
cool. What does
means,
that
like,
mean?
That it means basically that I carry the brand of being a global model, and I hold myself at a really high standard of promoting, joy and happiness and love to everyone, not just a certain archetype of people, but embracing everybody's unique beauty. And it's just a group of us. I don't know if I don't think Jana's been on the show yet.
Yes, she has.
But Jana started Unique Week of Fashion, and I got to know Jana through a dear friend of mine, Divinity.
Yes.
I remember
Who
her.
told me to come out to a casting, and I started to learn about this whole thing called, being a global ambassador for Unique Week of Fashion, and yeah, I hopped right in, and I loved it. It became a huge family. I miss them so much.
I know.
I was super bummed not to be there for Fashion Week this year.
Yeah.
Because it's always so much fun.
It is so much fun. And it really is a big family now. I mean, it's like, because
It's huge. It's grown so much.
yeah, it has. It's amazing how big it is now.
And we missed you at our Halloween party as well.
Yes.
I know. Me and my partner were talking about it. And we're like, we wish we were there.
Yeah, you should have
It sounded
flown
like
in.
you guys had an incredible time, though.
Oh my God, it was huge.
Best-
We had like 100 people.
Yeah.
And we had fire throwers, spinners.
Yeah.
Here, it was crazy.
Yep, it was the best party ever. So, I'm just
Next
bragging
time.
it
I'm
up.
super bummed that we missed it.
Well, that's what you get for moving to California.
Right.
See, I thought everyone in California was moving here.
Next time we have one, Ariel will have to swing through, pick you guys up, and then you'll have to come back.
Yes.
Oh, that would be fun. We
Road
should,
trip home.
Yeah, we could road trip, and we can record it and be goofy.
Absolutely.
And
Totally.
Oh my God, Ariel would love that so much. You guys have to try to hook up while you guys are out there because she loved you guys so
Yeah.
much.
I don't know
that
how far
is
away you guys are.
absolutely the
but-
plan.
I think you are far away though.
I think it's 6 hours. 6 hours.
Yeah, Patrick says it's 6 hours if you drive at night. If you drive during the day, it's like 20.
Well, that's true.
Because the traffic,
The traffic
is so
is
bad.
awful. It's terrible.
Well, I love it.
I get lucky for my job because I don't have to do the commute with the traffic. I go the opposite direction, and so I get kind of lucky that
Oh,
way.
that's good. What are you doing
otherwise,
out there
yeah, it's
for work?
terrible.
The same thing you did out here?
No, actually, I'm working as a registered behavior technician. I work with kiddos who are autistic,
Oh,
and
cool.
I love them.
that's so great.
They're my
for you.
favorite. Yeah,
Because they just
I
love.
adore them. They're
I
so
bet
much
you just feel so much love every single day when you go to work, right?
I do. There are some times where I don't. Sometimes, we hit a rough patch and you get something tossed at you.
Yeah.
It's all right. We make up in the end and we just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's so great. I'm so glad. I don't know. I'm so glad that you have that job. It's just so important to just show love, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's super cool. That's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. The other day, one of my clients told me that I was their best friend, and I almost started to cry because that was the sweetest thing.
That's so
to hear a little kid say that, like, that's special.
Yeah, it is.
It is special. You know, I just want to let our listeners know that you are a trans male living in this crazy ass world, and
oh yes,
I think it's great that you're working with kids.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like we need that. That's what we were talking about yesterday on the podcast yesterday. We need people out there with our kids showing them you can just be yourself and still be loved and accepted.
Absolutely. It's so
happy.
important just to be you.
Yep. Just to be you.
All right, well, I have a question. Since we're here and we're talking about this and we're talking about the fact that you're transitioning from female to male, I want to know what started you down this journey. Because you're so strong and you're so secure.
Gosh, it's
that,
so loving.
It's inspiring, and I just want to know what started you on this journey, man.
Well, wow, that's.
I know it's
thank you.
That's
That
a huge
means
question.
A lot. It is a big question. I mean, do you want me to take it like all the way back, like when I first started noticing, or do you want like the abridged version?
No, you can go all the way back because how old are you?
I'm 27.
Yeah, you're
27 years young.
Yeah, you're
just a
super
baby.
young. You're super young.
Yeah,
and,
just a baby.
and then when did this start for you? How old were you when you started to notice?
So I have a really distinct memory when I was, I think, 6 or 7, and I was at our family cabin with our family during the summer. We were having a great time, and I kind of noticed that my family, my extended family, aunts, uncles, they treated me differently from my cousins who are cisgender males. So they born male, all boy, all that kind of thing.
Right.
They treated me different. And so I pulled my mom to the side and I said, hey, Mom, why do they treat me different?
Yeah.
And my mom just kind of went, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, they treat me different than my cousins. And she says, well, that's because you're a girl. And I looked at her, just imagine little Skylar looking up. And I just go, no, I'm not.
Oh, wow.
just out of the gate, no, I'm not. And my mom was like, I mean, what do you do with a kid? Like, you're like, well,
you are.
I don't fault my mom for that at all.
Oh, no.
I mean, she didn't know. You know,
No.
she didn't. There was no literature on this.
Yeah.
Like, nobody gives you a manual and tells you that. I mean, maybe they do now, but
And
definitely not.
You think when your little 6 or 7-year-old says that to you, you think as a parent, you think, oh, they're just confused.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't think that. I would think, oh, she just wants to play with the boys.
Right, exactly.
She just
and
wants
that's
to
it.
be like the boys.
It just doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? The difference between the two. Never, I think, would my thought be, oh, maybe she's wants to be a boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, right. I mean, it wasn't super talked about. It's not like, I mean, obviously transgender people didn't just like pop up out of nowhere. We've been around forever. As long as history has been, we've been around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just hid much better. But now we don't want to. Now we
shouldn't have to.
That's why I like doing things like this, because I want to empower others to feel safe and secure knowing that you can be transitioning. You can be who you are and be in this world, even though it can be a really hard place to be.
Yeah.
You can still be you.
Right.
You can have that comfort and knowing that there's community out there.
And that's a huge message, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's an important
Huge
message.
thing.
It is an important message. So at that time, did you start then identifying as male?
Oh, no. This was, the years of repression, Sean.
Oh, okay.
Years of repression.
Okay.
This is that dark, shadowy place that Mufasa was talking about.
Right.
You must never go there, Simba. I went there for years. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so as I grew up, I was, you could consider me a tomboy, is
Right.
what they would call me.
Right, okay.
A tomboy. I was always rough and tumble, rowdy with my cousins. I was dirty all the time, running around. And I grew up with that idea that, I'm just a tomboy.
Right.
But as I grew up, I noticed pretty big differences between me and my girlfriends, my girls that I surrounded myself with.
Right.
And when I would look at myself, I didn't connect. You know, the way that I like to talk to people who aren't transgender is you wake up every day and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I know that I am, for Sean, we haven't had this conversation, but you're a man. You know you're a man. You wake up, you know that. You don't question that.
Right.
From the time that you were a child, you never questioned it. You're like, yeah, I'm a dude. But what happens if you look at yourself and you're like, this doesn't match. This isn't right. Like, you look at yourself in the mirror, you think that you feel like you've been body snatched by someone. Like, this isn't right. And then you go out into the world and people start calling you she, her, Samantha. That's going to wear on you after a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I went through with, like, this feeling like I had a costume on. Like, it didn't fit right. Like, everything felt wrong. And I went through high school, and I grew up going to church because I wanted to. My parents never forced that on me. It was something that I was always interested in. And it was just never talked about.
Yeah.
This idea of not feeling right in your own skin.
Right.
So if you fast forward, I tried really hard. I'll have to send you guys some pictures or something of me trying really hard with makeup, trying to be a girl.
I creeped your page.
But that was I tried, and I looked pretty good.
Yeah, I creeped your
I had to give
page.
myself a shot.
Yeah, you look great.
I went back through your Instagram and your Facebook, and I thought, oh yeah, okay.
We did a little homework.
But
so you know.
Oh yeah, of course.
I just want to say, even in those pictures, you looked uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable, that's the word I would use.
I mean, like, you were done up and you looked gorgeous and everything, and you're super cute girl, but it just, like, in your eyes, in your spirit, you just looked uncomfortable. Kind of, yeah. Kind of like,
I wasn't going to say it like that.
I'm just taking this picture because I'm trying hard to be a girl.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard.
We see those in the photographs, so I imagine that the people around you also felt it and saw it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I struggled a lot, especially through college. There's another memory that sticks out when I went to Colorado Christian University, which...
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You really did dive in.
I didn't know. You know what, though? I
was a youth pastor for a while.
I love that.
You really were searching.
I love that.
I love it.
Well, no, and I also love it because God loves you.
Oh, yeah.
God loves you for you being who you are.
Yeah.
And you're going to teach that to other people.
Yeah, exactly. You need to be an out loud trans Christian.
Absolutely.
And I applaud you for that, and I commend you for being part of the fold.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just...
Now, how...
I do what I think is right.
I want to talk to you. You said when you were in college, you're a Colorado Christian. So, did you come out to your Christian peers and friends?
Oh, I still didn't know what transgender was then.
Oh, okay.
They're not even there.
So you're still attracted to men?
Well.
Or women?
Yeah.
Or
different.
Both.
That's totally... We'll get into that.
Okay.
So your sexual preference has nothing to do with your sexual identity?
Right. Huh. No, there are separate things. You got your sexual preferences, and then you have your identity.
Okay.
They're separate things.
All right.
So it's kind of like if you're looking at a Venn diagram, the circles don't touch.
Oh.
Okay.
They don't even cross over. Like that Venn, they don't touch.
I got you.
Okay.
Vin Diesel doesn't touch. Okay, go ahead. Tell you're in college.
Oh, Colorado Christian University, and I was pretty good at being fake happy. I mean, I had some of the best times in college during some of the worst moments of my life, is how I like to phrase it.
Wow.
I was struggling with this idea of identity. I shaved all my hair off and got a mohawk, and I dyed it this really pretty purple color. I really want to kind of go back to that. But I was rocking it. I was thinking I was being my best self and young life and Jesus rocks. Yeah, feeling it, worship.
Love it.
Trying really hard. Again, trying so hard. And I had this professor there, and he was the most real man. Like, if I could think of, like, a true man that I would love to aspire to be like, it would be him. And he would hate that I'd say that because trauma, actually. But he was a psych professor of mine, and we got onto the topic of, I think it was an abnormal psych, about gender issues in psychology. And he brought up what used to be called gender dysmorphic disorder.
Right.
Which that's what it used to be. That's not the correct terminology anymore.
Right.
It's now understood to be gender dysphoria. But I would go to his office and I'd ask him about it. I'm like, I'm thinking about doing a project. I wasn't. About gender dysmorphic disorder. Can you tell me more about that? What might somebody experience when they're going through that? What might they look like? Can you send me to a therapist? I didn't say that.
Asking for a friend.
Just asking for a friend type of thing. Louise over here, she's really struggling.
Have you seen her biceps?
Man, I saw her in the gym. No, but
I get it.
He pulled me into his office and he said, is this something that you yourself are struggling with? I was like, no.
Never.
Are you kidding me?
Right.
So I repressed that even further. I left CCU due to, it wasn't really just that. I was struggling with mental illness in general. And so it's that's a whole different
Do you
story,
think
but
they
I left
went together?
CCU. Huh?
Do you think they went together? Do you think that because you were suppressing how you were truly feeling, that led to some of your, being mentally unwell?
Oh, I definitely think that played a role in it.
Yeah, because you're
great question.
You're trying to starve yourself of what you know you need.
Yeah, and it was super damaging. And even after I left CCU, I went to treatment. That's something I'm very open about. I went to treatment after I went to college. And got help.
Good.
Because I needed it. I finally admitted that I needed the help and that I didn't want to be this way anymore. So I went to treatment. Ironically enough, it was a treatment facility for all women.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, you would. That's what
I was
you
pressing really hard.
Right.
Yeah, you were.
That's what you.
And that was by choice. You went there to that facility.
Yes. I actually sought that facility out. It was recommended to me.
Okay.
So just on a side note, I just want to ask a really quick side note. Okay, we'll pause right there. Did the professor's questioning send you into a spin, in a sense? Like someone noticed, or someone's questioning me, or I'm not hiding well enough, or I'm, you know what I mean? And that sent you into...
It actually, kind of.
Yeah.
There was actually a huge upheaval at CCU, which left me with a bad taste in my mouth, where someone had said that they had seen me making out with one of my friends who was a girl at a time, and me presenting as female at the time. That's not allowed to engage in homosexual activity on CCU campus.
Right.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it didn't happen. The issue with me is that it didn't happen.
Right.
And I'm not going to admit to something that I didn't do.
Right.
Good for you.
And so they put me through this questioning. Like, I saw the head of CCU.
Wow.
And I saw the pastor of CCU. And they put me through all these things. And it was really, really hard.
Yeah. We've been there.
It
We've
was
been
really
there.
damaging to me.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, I'm just wondering that's pretty much the answer I was expecting.
Yep.
Because, but not for the reason.
Right.
I thought it would be a different reason, like that professor maybe had gone to administration or something. But boy, we've been run up the flagpole of the Christian, hierarchy ourselves.
Right. But they call it Christian love.
Yeah, and we've gotten our love reprimand as well.
Yes, we have.
And we left that school as well.
We totally did.
I mean, there is no disrespect to the professors that I had there.
No.
They honestly,
they're doing what they think is right, too.
They were wonderful.
Totally. Yep.
It was more so how administration had handled it.
Of course, that's how administration handles things. Anyways, we'll move on from there. I just was curious if someone kind of confronting you about it had caused some sort of, a spin and makes you feel like, well, what it could cause you to do is like, okay, now this is something I'm really examining, or have to examine because other people are noticing.
Right.
And that is what sent you to the facility that you sought out that was
Making me
all
feel
women.
real bad.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, actually, it, honestly, pretty much no one from CCU expected me to come out as transgender, which is really, really funny, actually. When I came out on Facebook, there were a lot of people who were like, oh, what?
Interesting.
So that was, it was really interesting, actually.
So did that happen in treatment?
No.
Yeah, what happened
So
in treatment?
I actually didn't. So I went through treatment. I got out of treatment. I went back home. I still was living this life that I was uncomfortable in. And then I kind of got into the LGBT community in treatment. I met a lot of lesbians, and they are wonderful. I met a lot of lesbians in treatment.
Yeah.
And after that, it just kind of opened my eyes to the LGBT world that I didn't really know so much. I was always supportive of the LGBT community.
Yeah.
But I was never like immersed in it until after treatment. And then I went to my first Pride with my best friend from Minnesota, in the Twin Cities. And it was amazing. And I started going to Trax, which is a gay club out there.
Yeah.
And I came out as not straight. The first time I ever came out was, I'm not straight. I don't know what I am, but I'm not straight.
Okay.
The first time I came out was actually to that best friend we'd gone to Pride together, and she goes, okay, great.
Yeah.
So that's it then, and that was my first experience ever coming out, and that was awesome. But after that, I came out 2 more times.
just to make sure it was right.
I had to make sure it was right.
Yeah.
But I moved from Minnesota after all that, came out to Colorado.
State. Yeah, you got to do it in every state you go, I heard.
I know, you really do. You really do.
You're so great.
But I moved out to Colorado, still presenting as female, but not straight. Not sure what I was. Then I came out as pansexual, which is
confusing.
A whole other thing.
Yeah.
That can be a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
And then finally, I was with a friend of mine and her friend, and we were hiking up St. Mary's Glacier.
Yeah.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It was in middle of winter, so it was a snow hike. And I had been questioning things pretty hard for a while at this point, as you could tell. And at this point in my life, it was very, very dark. I was really depressed. I was struggling with my identity. And the week before this hike, I had stumbled onto these YouTubers, Ty Turner and Chase Ross, who were transgender men.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, this is really cool. I should really learn about this because I've never heard of this before.
Right.
And so leading up to this hike, the only thing that really gave me joy was watching these YouTubers and like feeling like I had a friend who got it, even though I didn't understand that I was transgender.
Right.
I still didn't get it. It didn't click. So we're hiking up St. Mary's Glacier. I let them go ahead, and I said, I'm just going to write for a minute. I just need to journal. And I didn't realize what I was writing until I looked at it. It was actually a suicide note.
Oh.
And I hiked the rest of the way up to St. Mary's Glacier by myself, and I looked over the edge, and I was actually going to jump.
Oh, my gosh.
My feet left the cliffside, and mid-jump, I was terrified, and I said, what am I doing? I can't do this. And so I threw myself back into the snow, and this was all super slow motion for me.
Right.
And I fell in the snow, and I scared myself so bad from that attempt that I ran down the mountain faster than I think I've ever ran in my life.
Sure.
I actually passed my friends on the way down because I sprinted.
Yeah.
It maybe took me less than 10 minutes to get down the mountain after that. And my friend was like, hey, what's going on? I briefly told her what had happened. We were going to dinner right after that. She's like, okay, are you good to still go to dinner? Like, what do you need? And I'm like, let's go to dinner. Let's do it. We'll figure this out later.
Yeah.
A couple days go by. Obviously, I had reached out to some people and let them know, like, my community of support, like, hey, I'm really struggling. This is what happened. And we were in the hospital, actually, unrelated issue. I was hiking in Colorado Springs, and I got an injury. So we were at the hospital. I turned to my same friend who was with me both hikes, and I go, so what do you think my name would be if I was a boy?
Awesome.
She looked at me funny. She's like, are you being serious right now? And I'm like, I don't know if it's the painkillers they gave me that's making me so honest. But I think so. And she's like, well, I don't know. Maybe we can try some out. And the way that I got my name Skylar was I wrote my name on a Witch sandwich bag.
Yeah.
And I said that if I heard the name Skylar and I perked up my ears and knew it was me, then that was my name.
Right.
And so I hung up the sandwich bag, and there was quite a line, so I figured this would be a good time to try it out, and I did. They said my name, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's me.
That's me.
All right, we got it.
I love it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I never thought about with changing of the name.
Right, who you'd be.
Yeah.
Well, like Camille, we had Camille on the show. You know what I mean?
I love Camille.
Oh my gosh,
she's awesome. She's awesome.
She's amazing.
She's a wonderful human being.
She is. And then the same thing, her story. It's very similar to yours, as in the emotions part of it.
Yeah.
The thought process in your brain.
The struggle.
How you try to work it out. But now.
Oh, and it's so hard.
Right.
I didn't get it until I had somebody model it for me in the form of YouTubers that this was a thing.
Right.
And I just felt so crazy for so long because no one else that I was around was experiencing this, or at least they didn't tell me they were experiencing it, so I thought I was wackadoo.
Right. Well, and you go the Christian way, which is, the way that is, it's just the male and female. That's the only way. But there's so much more. It's so much more. And you have to feel happy. You have to feel happy and content with what you're doing, no matter what it is. Regardless of what people say.
If you're not happy, then what's the point? I mean, we're here for a short time, and we're not guaranteed more, so you gotta be happy.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
So now, how long ago was that till now?
All right, let's see. That happened back in 2000, and I want to say it was 2013, 2014. Gosh, it all runs together.
Right.
So it's been about 5-6 years.
Yeah, it's been about 5-6 years.
How long did it take you to start taking hormones?
It wasn't too terribly long. Okay, so that must have been 2016. I just looked up my anniversary of hormones.
That's fun.
That's great.
And where does that start? You just go in and say, hey, doc, this is what I'm thinking, and I want some hormones.
I wouldn't say it like that because they're going to be like, are you sure you're trans, bro?
Right.
Because it is. It's actually... it's a process.
Right.
So it used to be that when you wanted to get hormones, you would have to have a letter from a therapist, and a lot of places would say that you would need to be seeing that same therapist for a whole year.
Yeah, right. Okay, I heard that before.
Which is ridiculous. But I was fortunate enough that I didn't have to experience that. I did have a letter from my therapist, just in case, but I went to a doctor who is really well known, not only in Colorado, but around the whole country for being a transgender-friendly doctor, and that's her specialty, Dr. Wegleitner. Just going to plug her. She's great if you can get an appointment.
Yeah.
Good luck.
I probably don't need
I actually got in with her, and she was like, well, if you want, we can... we can start this as soon as I get your blood test back and, everything's looking good, then we can go ahead and start next week. But it took me 6 months to get that appointment. I was
Yeah.
waiting for 6 months.
Wow.
Wow. She's busy.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Super busy. And there are other doctors, and now Planned Parenthood, I know. You can go to most doctors now, and you can get hormones as long as, you express that need.
Right.
With gender dysphoria.
Right. And so then how crazy was that? I mean, the hormones, they take effect, and then you start changing.
It was pretty immediate.
Yeah.
For different people, it kind of works different ways, but when I started that first day, I felt like a weight had been lifted off of my shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
That week, I actually experienced my first voice drop.
Oh, wow.
I experienced all the things that you experience during puberty, so it's puberty part 2. It's awful, by the way.
Was it a pretty high level of hormones?
Dose?
Yeah.
No, not really. I guess it kind of depends on like what you see as like a high level of hormones. So I take 0.5 cc's a week, which is the average dose.
That's not
for most transgender men. They start you at 0.5 cc's, which is 100 milligrams of testosterone.
Right.
And I inject that every week.
Right. Yeah, it makes testosterone. It makes you feel good.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
it does.
I miss getting hormones.
Me too.
I got testosterone for several years, and I understand exactly what you're talking about and how it feels, and it just
you're like you can see clearer.
Oh man.
Yep. You sleep clearer. Your thoughts are
You're
clear.
alert. You're awake.
You just feel better all the way around.
More vigorous.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, because a lot of people don't know that your hormones start to taper off at a certain age.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Like 30s for men.
Increase in hormone
Yep.
production.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, so if there's a hormone
it's a
doctor,
huge
I'm plugging
difference.
you out there right now.
Right. Right.
'Cause
So let me ask you a question. How far are you going with this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Are you on the?
As far as transitioning goes.
Yeah. Are you going?
Transitioning is different for everyone.
Right.
And I have transitioned socially, which means that everybody I know knows that I'm transgender. I'm very open about that.
Right.
I wasn't for a while because I got fired.
Right.
But that's a different story.
That's
But for
lame.
the most part now, very open about that. So socially, I'm good. Medically, I have started. So I take hormones at the start of a medical transition. I do want some surgeries. There are a few different surgeries that people who are trans can go through if they so choose to. There's not just one surgery. I think that's probably like
the biggest
biggest ha-ha.
Yeah.
Like my biggest which one?
Right.
And they ask me if I've had the surgery.
Right. Well,
which one?
like Camille had her Adam's apple shaved, her jaw shaved.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And plus she had gotten the boob job, and she had gotten, of course, the entire surgery
Downstairs.
Yeah. But like that's what she talked about too, was all of the steps
Yeah, of course.
of all the surgeries. So what are the
there
different
is. I mean,
levels
there
of
are a
surgeries?
lot, and
I would think.
being 100% real, I think trans women, it can be rough with all of those surgeries to choose from and go through. I would be happy just with top surgery, which is where they reshape your
Right,
chest and
right.
they remove the breast tissue
Right.
to make
Make it look like a
masculine
pectoral,
chest.
I
right?
could go for that one myself.
Listen here, Sean. If I can get pec muscles, you can get pec muscles.
That's
I know,
right.
right. Let's
start working
be fair.
out.
Be fair. Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I would think that would be the first go-to surgery.
Yeah.
I would think.
It really is because I bind. I have a binder. A binder is I call it a 3 sizes too small bra that is the entire length of your torso.
Ooh.
That sounds super comfortable.
Oh, yeah, it's the most comfortable thing ever. You get to wear it, and you're not supposed to wear it for more than 8 hours because you struggle to breathe. It's just it's a time.
It comes with a warning?
Yes, it comes with a warning.
Wow.
It does. It says there are a lot of issues with transgender men because they feel dysphoric about their chests. And so, like with me, I have a much bigger chest, and I bind, and I'll admit I bind for longer than I should.
Yeah.
Because I have a job. It's just not realistic to just take your binder off,
right,
and work, and have your titties hanging out.
Right. Yeah, right.
It's also not comfortable.
No.
That's not comfortable for anybody.
Right, yeah.
So I wear a binder.
How painful was that in the beginning?
They cost about as much as like a good bra, and they basically push your breasts to the side and mash them down so you have a flat chest.
Yeah.
Some people use ACE bandages. Can I just say on this podcast, please, if you are using ACE bandages, stop.
Get a
You're
binder.
going to hurt yourself.
Yeah.
They don't breathe.
Ah. That's
Don't
good to
use
know.
ACE bandages.
Don't use ACE bandages. Get a binder.
Don't use ACE bandages to bind. Use a binder. There are lots of programs where if you don't have the money or you're not safe ordering your own binder, there are programs out there. I will give you links. Please don't bind with ACE bandages.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
We'll
yourself.
definitely put that link in the description of this podcast.
Absolutely. Because that's important.
I also would like to do a type of bottom surgery. So there are a couple of different surgeries for transgender men. You've got top surgery. You have your hysterectomy, which is the removal of your ovaries and uterus. Then there's phalloplasty, which is the construction of a penis. And then this one's a hard, we just call it meadow for short because it's a hard one. Metiodioplasty, which causes the clitoris to somewhat grow and work like a penis.
Oh, isn't that kind of happening with the testosterone, though?
It does. So what they do in that surgery is they snip the, it's like
the thing under your tongue?
And they snip it so that the clitoris can actually
come out further,
become more erect.
I love it. Stop. I love it. Yeah. The human body is amazing.
It's a mystery.
It is amazing.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That sounds invasive.
So which one do you want to do of the downstairs ones?
I want to do meadow. I don't.
Yeah, that sounds
just
better.
For me personally, with phalloplasty, there are a lot of complications still.
Yeah, because don't they have to cut some meat off of your body?
They do. So normally people choose the forearm or thigh to get skin grafts for their phalloplasty. And then you have to regrow the skin back on whatever part you remove the skin from. They take it and they shape it into the shape of a penis.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of ways you can go with it. You can get one that actually has a pump in the testicles they make for you to make it become erect.
Right.
They can put your urethra actually so that you can pee standing up and utilize it like a penis.
Right.
And they can also remove the vagina as well.
Wow. Just close
there's a lot of things that they can do.
Just close it up.
Really, it's fascinating when you get into it.
Yeah, amazing. I would do the meadow one too, because I like.
You do which one?
I would do the meadow one.
Meta, yeah.
Meta.
It's the least invasive, and it has the least lengthy recovery time.
Yeah.
And I know guys who have gotten fallow and have had to go and get it
redone,
reconstructed, reworked, another surgery, and I just
one and done.
Well, and your clit's pretty remarkable all
unless
by itself.
they can grow me a penis in a petri dish of my own cells. I'm just not interested.
Well, didn't they do that on South Park? They grew one on the back of that mouse.
Yeah, I don't think that was real life, though.
Right, that was a cartoon.
Well, I thought that was just, mimicking science. Okay, never mind.
They are doing something really cool for actually people who have come back from war who have gotten their bits.
Yeah,
their bits blown off
in whatever way. Yeah, and they've transplanted them on. The reason they can't do that with transgender men is because we don't have
the
it
hookup.
doesn't line up.
Right, receptor.
Yeah, you don't have the hookup
hookups are
already.
wrong.
Right.
They're not
Yeah.
going to hook up correctly.
You got different motor mounts.
Yeah. Can't
Yeah,
hook
yeah.
up.
It's gonna
Can't hook at 120 to 220,
No,
right?
you definitely can't put a. You cannot do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
110? I don't know.
Yeah, 110, 120, whatever it takes.
That's amazing.
Wow. Well, good for you. I mean, like I said, strength.
Yeah,
out
proud
the
of
wazoo.
you. Absolutely. And you know what I think
That
the
means a
biggest
lot.
thing is that you loved yourself enough to not give up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took me a long, long time.
Yeah.
To really come to this place where I do love myself. There was a long time where I would look at myself in the mirror and I'd be disgusted with what I saw. I didn't like what I saw.
Yeah.
And transitioning really has helped me have more hope.
Right.
Hope in who I am, hope in who I'm becoming. You know, when I look in the mirror now, I had this beautiful moment a couple of days ago. I walked past myself in the mirror and I'm like, there's that guy.
That's right.
Look at you. You're looking pretty good, dude.
Pretty
Like,
cute.
and I've never had that before where I've looked, like, caught a glimpse of myself and been like, all right, I'm feeling myself.
Yeah,
Like,
that's me.
you're doing work. You're looking good.
Yeah, that's so amazing. Well, I just want you to know that the whole community, the whole Denver Unique Week of Fashion community, I've met the most amazing people, you being one of them. And you and your partner have changed Sean and I, even my children. I mean, you have just changed us in such a better way. You've educated us. Mm-hmm. Right?
Very much so.
You've encouraged us to become educated.
Yeah.
And you just loved us how we loved you.
Yeah. We never got any
That
judgment. I hope
means the most.
I hope and I assume you felt no judgment from us, but the best part is that you didn't judge my ignorance and some of my stupid ass questions.
Because he did ask you a lot of questions.
And I think that's where the difference is that, Sean, you've never, at least not to us anyway, you've never been malicious.
Yeah.
No.
You've always been
Good.
so loving. Both of you are just so loving and kind and compassionate. And how can you not be changed by that? How can you not feel love and be changed by it? And that's exactly what you guys do.
Thank
and I
you.
love it.
Thank you.
That's the mission.
Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. That's how you made us feel too.
Yep.
And it's amazing.
It's reciprocal.
Yep, I think it's so fantastic. And I just can't wait to see what happens now, because now you're living your life. You're on your road to becoming your best self for real. And you have a great partner, and you guys are having a great life.
Yeah, it's a crazy ride. Like, life is one crazy adventure, right? And it's just made up of more adventures.
Absolutely. That's what we
And
say.
I feel like I'm finally on this path of being happy.
Yeah.
Just genuine
That's awesome.
happiness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And I think the message is to really try to find that real happiness. You've got to be true to yourself.
Yep.
In every way, no matter what the world thinks about you, no matter what people say about you.
You gotta give zero fucks.
It's never as impacting to you as self, when you're not allowing something self.
I don't know what word you're looking for.
Okay, it starts with a D. Yeah,
Anyway.
but you know what I mean. So
I do.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Self-denial.
Denial.
Self-denial.
There you go. That's what it is.
That self-denial is far more painful than any ridicule or bullshit you have to take from the world.
Well, yeah, and
True.
you guys, all of you, I mean, you guys in the generation of which you are living in are pioneers, right?
Yeah.
Like there've just been different levels of pioneers through these stages of life for the LGBTQ community. And it's like, man, you're paving the way, just like the people who came before you. And for each one of you, it's getting a little easier to be yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's never over, right? Like,
No, never over.
there will always be something that we're fighting for.
Yep.
and that's okay.
Yep.
As long as we don't forget.
Yep.
As long as we don't leave it out, we don't forget.
And you fight
remember.
well, right?
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Well, I think it's
And-
wonderful.
Yeah.
This is awesome. So, Skylar, I mean, tell us what's up now. What's the next step? What's life now?
Life is awesome. I'm currently a registered behavior technician. I work with kids who are autistic.
Right.
And it is amazing.
Yeah. So, what's the future then? Is this the future? You're going to stay working with kids?
I actually am going to be going back to school.
Okay.
I want to become an occupational therapist by day, if you will, my day job, because I have a million other things and ideas that I want to do for the rest of my life that I love.
Yeah.
Motivational speaking is one. That has
Awesome.
always been my end goal. I haven't done it for a while, but I'm looking for places.
I could
things to do
definitely.
with.
I could see you as a public speaker and a motivational speaker.
I
Maybe that
love
youth
it.
pastor thing still in your future.
Yep.
maybe.
You
Maybe.
know, you never know.
Starting
Um,
a
you never know.
real church.
There's a lot of kids hiding in churches,
Oh, yeah.
and so a good example, churches would
Oh,
start
yeah.
recognizing, things. But anyways, that's another topic. I'm so glad you came and we're able to take our call and be on our phone or be on our podcast today.
Oh, yeah.
It's sweet.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I love it.
How
You
could-
guys are doing amazing work. I love
Oh.
the podcast. It's my favorite thing to listen to when I go to work. So
Excellent.
please
love
keep
that.
doing it. You make the drive even better.
Good,
Excellent.
good.
So tell if people wanted to reach out to you, maybe someone's listening to this and they could use a little, someone to talk to. Is that okay? Can we give out your information?
Yeah, absolutely.
Facebook,
You can
maybe?
absolutely do that. Yep, Facebook. You can find me as Skylar Rezendes.
Okay.
Um,
And I'll
and
put that in
then
the
on
description.
And then in the Instagram world, I'm under Mr. Skylar Charles Avery or just Skywords, depending on what kind of things you want to reach out for. Mr. Skylar Charles Avery is more of the modeling side, the motivational speaking side, and my just Skywords is more of my day-to-day life, my art and poetry.
Okay.
More of a personal page.
Okay, and you're out there. People can find you. Okay, cool. And then I want to put make sure and get the information about that binder. We'll put that in the link as well. That link in the comments.
Yes.
Yeah, and the
That's it.
doctor's
There
name
are
again.
lots of
Oh, and the
places. I'll make
doctor's
sure
name.
to get that to you guys.
Yeah.
Doctor's name. I want to put that. I'm just taking my own notes so that I know what we're doing. And then now, it's still Happy Thoughts Thursday.
That's right.
So here we go and play the song right now.
It's Happy Thoughts Thursday, so go be happy today. It's Happy Thoughts Thursday.
That's great. All right, so what that means now is we need a happy thought from you because I have some happy thoughts that I want to share today.
Okay. What's your happy thought, Skylar?
Man, there are so many good ones. I guess my biggest one for happy thoughts is keep going.
Keep going.
You are exactly where you need to be in this moment, whether that's in a place of struggle or in a place of rest. You are exactly who you need to be in this moment. So keep going.
I love that.
Keep going with it because everything you need will come to you at the perfect time. Just be you in this moment right now.
That's right. I love that.
Happy and inspirational.
Happy and inspirational.
Yes.
That's the best.
Well, I got up actually this morning feeling a little happy for the snow and the weather because it makes me feel more like cuddly and snuggly, which then makes me think about my entire moment of existence when you're in my arms.
Me?
Yes, Shauna. Not
Oh.
Skylar. I'm sorry, Skylar. I'm sorry.
Good, cute, happy thought, Sean.
Yeah, because it's that moments of warmness.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
When I'm-
We
when I'm-
super cuddled this morning.
I know, and that's what I was thinking about it. And
You're
I was
so
like, this is
great.
my happy thought for today.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, top that.
Top that.
What's your happy thought, Jada?
My happy thought is normal. Is every day is a good day when you wake up and take your first breath.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
That's deep. That's heavy
Little
duty.
bits
That's
of
happy.
wisdom.
All right.
That's
Well,
right.
everyone right now listening, think about your happy thought. And if you're at your car, your desk, wherever you're at, just shout it out.
Absolutely.
Just tell somebody today, hey, here's my happy thought for
What's
today.
yours? Yep.
Pass it on.
Yep. And make people think about their own happy thoughts.
And snuggle with someone today.
Yes.
If you've got a partner in your life.
Definitely snuggle.
Absolutely.
If there's a partner in your life and you're thinking, man, we haven't really snuggled bare-chested in a while, put some skin on some skin.
Yes. And
Just take
snuggle
5
up.
minutes even.
I love it.
Just a 5-minute snuggle break.
And if you don't have that person, you could get into a cuddle puddle.
Look up your local cuddle puddle.
They're out there.
They
that
are.
also is a happy thought.
There's the snuggle smuggles, the cuddle puddles.
Skylar, we love you.
I love you guys so much. I can't wait till we can be together again.
Absolutely.
and
You're
I
gonna
can just
you're
hug
gonna
you.
come, we're gonna go there, and we're gonna do this again.
Yeah, we have a child in California, and so now we need to come and just hit the whole state.
Hit the whole state.
Because I have a brother up
We should meet
north.
up in camp. We can go camping.
Oh,
we'll bring
that'd
a
be so
camper.
great. We got a camper.
We'll drag our camper there.
Absolutely.
That'd be excellent. All right. Okay, man. You have a great, wonderful day.
You as well. I love you both. Have a wonderful day.
Love you too. We'll see you later.
All right, bye.
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 Goodbye.